Let's see, call to order, roll call. Tom Levesque, I'm here. Joan McGibbon,
Present.
Sharon, Mary Ann,
Here.
Richard,
Present.
Roger,
Here.
and Michael's missing, and John Brunel is here. Okay. Public input, hearing any? No, hearing none from the public. New business.
Old business.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead fast. Morris Falls sinkhole, how's that hole coming?
Okay, today we sent Mr. Maloney another letter following up on the September 12th letter because we haven't heard whether the Colbys want to help us fix this, or according to our lease, they need us to give us permission, because Kevin said it's not just wear and tear, it's a failure of the pipe.
Right.
So it's not wear and tear, so we need their okay to go ahead and fix it or post a fence around it or whatever. Yeah, so we sent them the second letter today. in
Mr.
hopes
who?
that- Mr. Maloney.
Attorney Maloney,
Sarah.
is he attorney?
Attorney
or-
Maloney, yeah.
Mhm.
Colby's attorney. We haven't heard anything. I went down there about a week and a half ago and the tape was down, so I put it back up, but we're probably gonna have to keep checking that or get some snow fence. It's a little more reliable than just the yellow tape.
Yeah.
That could be the best alternative.
Um,
Okay, so that's,
I don't know if Jack has any. Would Jack have that, you think, snow
I don't
fence?
know if he has any or not. He might, if he doesn't, he could probably borrow some from the state. I'm sure Division 5 has it stacked up, they don't hardly use it anymore.
I'm sure you can get it either way.
What's that?
I'm sure you can get it either way.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll check with him.
Okay. So you're gonna talk to Jack then?
Yeah.
Okay. Deer Pond milfoil.
We got the last bill. I don't wanna pay it until I get till we get the report of, post-treatment report and the report a copy of the report that goes to the state.
Mhm.
And I emailed them today to see if that's been done.
Mhm.
Michael did go to the Recreation Commission, and I guess they made a motion to pay for the chemical treatment 2016.
Right.
But we really need to get a long-range management plan. Today I scanned them the 2006 and the 2014 report to the Recreation Commission and John McGee's inter-office memo from Fish and Game to the permitting people, which was really kind of telling about why he didn't like the chemical treatment, and that we should look at the dash equipment. I did email Hudson Conservation, I haven't heard back from them. Maybe I'll try the town manager, Hudson.
Right.
Furniture.
No, my interpretation of what I heard from Hudson is the chopping machine was, like a waste of money and time. And,
Well, they have the machinery, and you have to have a diver in the water with it so
Yeah.
they can gather it
Yeah,
up.
but the principal one, I guess, that they had been relying on it has passed away. So I don't know if they've ever got anybody else again, but they weren't really satisfied with the results because they came back faster and then you could cut it down practically, where the chemicals seemed to have a much better effect. But I'll let go back to Roger's fish idea, but, yeah.
Oh, and I did, in the stuff I was looking through today, I think it was John McGee from Fisheries Biologist, or no, it was, Mark from Aquatic Technology said the fish don't seem to really like the milfoil, and they're not permitted in this state. We would have to, get a special permit and have them allow us to release them.
Well, did you read this report, the 53-page report?
I didn't read the whole thing, no.
Yeah.
That's the same guy, John McGee.
Yeah, well, after reading this, I'm not sold on the chemical idea at all.
Now, what I did read as far as when they treated an entire pond, there was bad results as far as dissolved oxygen and algae bloom.
Right, and it got rid of a lot of other plants
Yeah.
that they didn't want. But after studying this on the triploid grass carp, a lot of southern states use it. The closest state to us is New York, upstate New York,
Upstate,
I believe from what I read, yeah.
So the atmosphere, the weather conditions would
Yeah,
be
'cause
about
I
the
just thought
same.
it had to be
Right.
really warm too, but if upstate New York's using it.
Right, and after reading, you can have this, take a look at this if you want.
Yeah,
the price is anywhere from $5 to $15 per fish, and they recommend anywhere from 5 to 10 fish per acre, which isn't a big deal, really. when
That's
you-
shot money.
Yeah,
And these fish, I guess what they do is, there's certain plants that they do like, but if those plants are exhausted, they'll eat
They eat them
basically
up.
anything that's there.
Right.
I really think this is the way to go.
well, I'll give John McGee, because he is a fisheries biologist, a call and see what he thinks too. And, I'll take a look at all that.
Yeah, and then,
I'm glad you looked that up.
one of the things that they have a problem with these fish is the mortality rate. That I guess herring and largemouth bass, depending on the size that you put in,
Right.
they will pretty much eat them up. But I don't think Dura Pond has a problem with big mouth bass. I've seen smallmouth
Yeah, I don't
bass
think they have large enough.
and those pumpkin sunfish.
Sunfish,
whatever it's
yeah,
called.
right.
There's a ton of those in there, but they wouldn't bother these.
No.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed with this.
What's their life expectancy, does it say?
Up to 15 years. But that's in the warmer climates.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
What New York would hold,
But we have the perfect situation here because all of the studies that they've done, and it's like 4 different states here, one of the big problems is keeping the spillways blocked so these fish don't migrate. The triploid ones are basically sterile. They do not reproduce. The diplod ones reproduce. These here are specially treated so that they can't reproduce. They have a life expectancy of anywhere from 10 to 15 years in the warmer waters, a little less up here in the colder waters.
But they can't escape from Darrett Pond.
No,
There's
there's no place to
there's
go.
an outlet.
And I lost my thought there. Yeah, we have a closed pond here. They're not going to
it's
go
the
anywhere.
perfect scenario, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the tripod or the
These are triploid.
triploid?
These are basically sterile.
Those are the ones you're talking about.
Right. There's another type which are called diploid. The diploid ones will reproduce, and I guess they can become quite a menace if they get away.
Okay, thanks.
Right, thanks for the input, Rogers. Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
Are they carp?
They're carp, right?
Yes, yeah, they're classified as a carp. If you read through this, I kind of highlighted some of the thoughts I thought were a little more poignant.
Great.
So, okay, September 5th, gasoline motor issue, Dairy Pond.
I don't think we talked about this last month, did we? That you hadn't had the results. Well, we got the results. The state will not limit gas power on Darrett Pond
Mhm.
because basically they took the out that would also limit emergency people from training on the pond.
Well, I mean, couldn't they have granted a exception for emergency? I mean,
Exactly.
it is, as you said, sounds like they just took an easy cop out, that's all. But, I mean, I have no feelings either way, but I mean, there is limited access to the pond anyhow, right? I mean, there's only private access, there's no public access.
Well, it's Darrett Pond, but you can't.
But that's not for
can't drive
boats and
down
stuff,
there.
no, you just can't drive down there.
You get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the outcome.
Okay. Covenants for certain town-owned property.
Well, that was the one that Richard had written up. I
Right.
haven't had a
Mhm.
chance to look at it, go back and look at it again.
Mhm.
Sorry to say.
So,
Anybody else take a
we'll-
look at it? We'll put that on next month.
We'll revisit that, right? Okay, the annual meeting you and Mike attended?
We did, it was very good. It usually is in Concord at a middle school that has seen better days. They moved it to Laconia, very nice building, big people seats.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was interesting to me because I didn't know if it was a building that was built in a footprint of an old building, but it was about 20 feet from the lake.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
But about 200 people attended.
Hmm.
And I haven't had a chance to take all my notes and everything that I got. We went to 4 different things and went to one on the moose plates. That was very good. She said there's 6 different agencies with their hands in the moose plates, and SCC is the one that doles out the money to the towns from the moose plates. Now that the federal money is drying up for grants, They used to get 6 to 8 applications, now they get 36 applications for $250,000. So she said, if you want something small. I think that was the one that we thought, if we did something with the trolley track, that would be a good place to go for some money.
Right.
And I can't even remember which other ones I went to, like, I have to pull my notes out and organize everything, but it was well attended, and they had a lot of people, not vendors, but different organizations. Our county forester was there, talking about the bugs that are problems, and he's made a site, bugnewhampshire.com, I believe it is. And the Asian longhorn beetle is not a problem right now. They seem to have eradicated it in Worcester, New Hampshire. They took down a lot of trees in Worcester.
Worcester, Mass.
Sorry, Worcester, Mass, yeah. The one that is a problem that has just come into Hillsborough County is the emerald ash borer. He
I've
said-
seen several of those.
He said that's gonna be a real devastating one. The big thing with any of this is do not transport firewood, campgrounds or, I
What's this
think
new bug, I'm sorry?
the emerald ash borer,
What do they go for?
ash tree.
Ash trees?
Just ash trees up?
I think so, it's like 4 different kinds of ash trees. And then there's the hemlock woolly gelded, I think that's in Hillsborough County. But he was pretty upset that the ash borer just crossed over into Ware. So, don't bring any firewood from Ware.
Do you know where they came from?
Originally,
Yeah, just curious.
I don't know, it would be on the, any of the websites. I know the Asian longhorn came in on pallets.
Pallets, yeah, from China. Mm-hmm.
We think they've gotten control of that one. But any, if you find, the pine, I forget what it's called, pine borer, or pine something, looks very, very similar to the Asian longhorn beetle. And you can always call them or go on their website. They've got really good websites to see what they look like. And that was about it there. I'll dig in my notes out and give you more information next month.
Good. Wetland violation.
We did have a wetland violation off of Hillcrest this past, since between meetings here. Kevin talked to me about if it was town-owned land, and I said it was, and he wanted to know if there were any restrictions. I said no, but they shouldn't be in a wetland riding an ATV. And then, I guess, because the police got a call, and they asked Kevin if there was any restrictions on town land. Then, very shortly after that, residents came in, neighbors of this individual, and said, it's really bad, you need to take a look at it. So I went out there with a camera, and it was really bad. It was rutted, and we had a poster, I meant to bring the poster, right on the wall that says, rutting in a wetland is a violation, it's a dredge.
Right.
So, the police officer went back with the poster to the guy's house, and the guy was very apologetic, according to the police officer, and he didn't know that he was mucking up, and I told the police officer, we could handle it locally, or I can call the state.
Right.
And the guy was very apologetic and wouldn't go in.
Sure.
I thought he should rake the ruts out, but Kevin didn't want to pursue that.
Well, sometimes there's, I remember sometime back, I think it was at the one on the corner Hillcrest in Meadowbrook that we had, where the guy had
Yeah.
rutted that up pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it seems to me the recommendation came from somebody somewhere to just kind of let it heal itself. But it's been so long, I can't remember for sure now.
Yeah, you don't want to get in there with any seeds on your shoes or anything like that.
Yeah, the same with Grassy Pond, I remember,
Yeah, yeah.
some years ago.
Some years ago.
Yeah.
So the guy said he would even put up posters for us if we wanted. So I do have some of those that we can get laminated here, and I'll have maybe the police department take them back over. So I
Yeah,
can put
that'd be
these
good.
up.
I mean, if the guy's cooperating, that's wonderful. I mean, if he made an honest mistake, and I mean, hey, that's the best way to handle it, and that's good.
So that was, but you all should know that, and I meant to bring a poster. Driving ATVs in the wetland, causing rutting, is a violation. It's a definite wetland violation.
Yeah. I think most of us knew that from back on the Meadowbrook case
Yeah,
there, at
when
least.
the guy got stuck
Yeah.
all the way at the handlebars or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty,
Okay, other business, stewardship of conserved lands.
Remember a while back, I had all the properties that we own, and I said,
Yeah.
who wants to go? We need to, especially that stage crossing piece, I'll try and get out there very soon and walk that, and then put a report in the file that I was
Yeah,
there.
we've been there, yeah. Mhm.
That one and the one on Cutler Road, we need to, get in there and walk and just file a report.
That's right, I almost forgot that one on Cutler Road, you're right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, you were saying that that was pretty well overgrown. There was a spot there that had been cut out years ago and it's pretty well overgrown.
On Cutler,
Um,
or, stage
Stage
crossing?
crossing,
no, Cutler.
Cutler, yeah.
The guy was parking his vehicles there, and
That's right,
I
yeah.
kept forgetting to look if they're still there, but,
Hmm.
I know where the bound is, I think we had him put a bound in there to take a picture.
Yeah, I think
of
there
that.
is one, yeah. Mhm.
And then Moheban's land, that property there too,
Yeah, we need to
on
get in there.
Albuquerque.
Yeah,
Mhm.
across from, Blackbird Lane.
Mm.
Right. Mhm.
And that's really a recreation issue down at the Parker Park at the end of Pinecrest. That's in pretty tough shape down there. A lot of hanging, well, there's one big hanging one tree. Jack got a couple of them out there with the tree service, and there's quite a bit more that need to be worked on. So I don't know if Kevin can get the prisoners down there in the spring, or would have been nice to get down there in the fall when the water's low.
Yeah, right.
But
He's done with the prisoners for this year? Mhm.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So that's all I had on it.
Roger, how's the rain coming?
Well, we had a total of 4.68 inches of rain for the month of October. Average rainfall, according to the website I was on today, is 4.44, so we're a little above,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Mhm.
The one that, is 4.44, was that from Nashua, or is that?
No, that's my house.
No, the
but
full for the
You said
average.
you went online, you
Oh,
found that the
no, I
average
went
is-
on some website, and I just Googled, average rainfall for Litchfield, New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have broken down in months, and actually high temperatures, low temperatures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
What is it?
I just went, what is the average rainfall for
Litchfield, New Hampshire?
Litchfield, New Hampshire?
Really? I have to try that. Financial status. Are we in a financial situation?
We have about $300 left.
No, okay. Well, that's money.
This next one, we have a couple different funds. And this one is just arbitrarily out there. So Jason would like us to move this $1,113 to the conservation fund. We have another education fund, but I forget how much in it. Need to look that up, forget for next month.
just to consolidate, make
Yeah,
it
just
easy to track.
consolidate. The education fund can stay by itself, but this one should probably get incorporated with the larger conservation land fund.
So where did that one come from? Do you remember?
Might have been back, during the many subdivisions, and to do, it might have been for education also, to educate the
Right,
subdivision.
So the conservation environmental fund you list here, I mean, it's not specifically earmarked for anything?
No. So we're just gonna move it to the conservation fund, land fund.
Correspondence.
Oh, we need a motion for that one.
Oh, okay, to move it. Is there a motion? I entertain a motion at this time to move the sum of $1,113.85 plus interest.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. I guess I moved it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Unanimous? John, I assumed you voted yes?
Yes, I
Thank you.
did.
I wasn't looking over at the time. Yeah. Okay. Joan, what do you have for correspondence this month?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Oh, we do have this, wait a minute, I did scan this, survey to you from the Association of Conservation Commissions. Did anybody have any input for this? Otherwise, I'll just,
I don't think I got
I
that.
don't think I got it.
I hope it's not sitting in my drafts. I don't think it is.
Oh, no, I didn't get it.
It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. All right, I'll scan it again and.
I got 400 emails to open, maybe I'll check, maybe it's in there somewhere.
I'll have to talk to my secretary.
Yeah.
Otherwise, by Monday, I should probably get this in the mail.
I usually save everything that says Joan Gibbon.
Ask my wife, says, how come you have all this stuff from Joan? She keeps sending me all this stuff.
Well, when you sent this one, it said 53 pages.
Yeah, right.
I'm not reading that on my cell phone.
Yeah, that's why I put it in there. Don't start printing, Marion did start printing.
I ran out of ink.
Well, and the worst of this
Page
is,
three.
it didn't print any of the pictures.
Oh, I've got the pictures.
Oh,
No,
wow.
mine
She
wouldn't
must
print
have
the
a color
pictures.
printer.
I have a color printer, but I think she's got it set on black and white.
Yeah, yeah.
Your secretary did that to you?
Yeah. But who wants to waste all that ink?
I know, yeah.
Well, before I realized how many pages was gonna come out, of course, the pictures are the first things that get run off.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, crap, what is this?
Then the things from Staples comes up and says, they're having a sale.
I know. Yeah, you'll need it.
Yeah, right. Good marketing. Okay, October 2d, minutes.
I don't think we have those yet, do we? Do we have those?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
I looked at my email, I didn't see them.
Yeah,
Oh, did she, no, she, what did she say? She didn't have Michael's address, and who else did she say?
So let me see what you said.
I don't have one.
Somewhere I read that.
I've got them.
Somewhere I read that she said she didn't have a couple of addresses. I think it was Michael's and something else. See, I ran out of ink. That's how,
Is this
that's,
from
that's how
Sharon?
it looks like. Yeah, from Sharon.
Oh, she has mine, she definitely does.
Oh, she has yours, okay.
I mean, maybe she did send them to me, I couldn't find them.
It's probably a secretary. Yeah. Probably Sharon secretaries with Roger.
Pass these down to Roger. If somebody doesn't have them.
Do you need to see it?
Oh, you go ahead. I'll wait here for Tom's and he's done.
I'll pass you mine in a minute if you can read them. We still never, I think, from fishing game, huh? In reference to the possible boat launch thing.
I just found my folder today that I couldn't find the last couple of weeks, so I think I moved it into the.
Oh, all right.
We did go, oh, that's what, Richard and I and Kevin went down to, Jefferson's Landing,
Okay, oh, you did?
and,
Here,
Take a look, please.
to take a look at it. Richard had never seen it.
By invitation, or,
No.
no, just went
That's
for a
Ken's
walk?
car.
Mhm.
That's one thing we need to talk about is how serious do we want to be about, and I think recreation will work with us, to also finding an access to the river.
Mhm.
I mean, is it, I think it's probably something we want to seriously pursue. What about everybody else? We have 16 miles of river frontage and we can't get to it.
Mhm.
And the fire department has, I think, a few places they can get to it in an emergency. But, Kevin keeps talking about Morris Falls as being a good access, but the problem there, I keep telling him, is we don't own that trolley track. We own that little section when you get down the hill, we own that piece of the trolley track between the horse farm and where the pipe broke, where the stream is. We own that section.
Mhm.
Further to the south, we don't own the trolley track section, so.
Right.
Not only that, is you can't expect people to carry their boats all the
He's
way,
thinking of
For
widening the
emergency,
ro- widening the road out, but I think it would be pretty difficult.
a road all the way down there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, to widen that, because the way the pines are so close to the edge of the trail,
Mm-hmm.
and the trail goes up, I think it would be a major undertaking to try and do a road there.
Not to mention, you'd have to have some kind of a parking area down there.
Well, you think about, well, there is area, but although it would be in shoreline protection, so I don't know how much trees you could clear, actually.
Right.
So, the better place would be across from the library.
Oh, yeah, by far.
And then getting to this comment down here, map 1, lot 4, south end of town. On this new plan we got, they have the state of New Hampshire as an abutter. It's not the state of New Hampshire, it's the town of Litchfield, owns that 37 acres just south of Annandale
Okay,
Senior Housing.
that's right, yeah, you said that we own that, yeah.
So, but that's about 2,000 feet to the river.
How did the town end up owning that piece?
I looked on the deeds today, and I have on my old tax map that it was 1991, but I looked back at the registry today and I couldn't find anything. So
Is
that
that by
part
the old Hill property?
Yeah,
yeah,
What was that? Was that originally bought for the highway?
the state owned it. And
but how come we
now
end up
own
with it?
The only problem one who probably would know would be Cecile.
Yes,
Wouldn't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
So that goes from like where the old Hill property to Dalton's?
Yeah,
Yep, just north of Dolphins, yep.
Yeah.
and
yeah,
then all
that
the way to
strip
the
that,
river.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we owned that.
I
Is
didn't either
the
till
old Hill
Joe mentioned it.
37
The
acres?
Gray
Yeah.
House?
Joe mentioned
Yeah.
that a while back, that was,
You know where Eddie's garage is?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, here's Eddie's garage, just north. And there's actually a cart road in there, all the way down. Well, it does cross over to,
Yeah, I remember playing in there when I was a kid, but I don't remember a road.
well, it's, you know, it's a.
Yeah, that's,
A trolley car road, you mean, the trolley car track?
No, it goes, east
Well,
to
the trolley
west.
car track must go through there, though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because it went through
No, I mean, it's, yeah.
Annandale.
Mm-hmm.
now, the state doesn't have any kind of right of way in there if they ever put a new bridge in?
See, the state owns the other side of the road.
Where the house
This
is.
piece
The old
over here.
Right
Danford
next-
house.
Yeah, the old Danforth house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got blue tops on the roof, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This side. And maybe I'll give Cecile a call, and see if she can remember how we acquired that, how we ended up
Yeah,
having.
that is strange. It-
But it's nice to know,
Yeah.
That shows that we own it.
because that is a nice piece of property, really.
Oh, that's a great piece of property.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all been in conflict with the birds as far as,
Except that it's, you know, it's a long ways from here. It's a lot closer on the new piece that we just acquired from there to the river than from here to the river. This is a lot further.
Except, you know, one we got geared more to agriculture, and the other could be geared just to, I
This,
mean,
yeah, this is all wooded now. I guess
Mhm.
at one time it was agriculture.
Yeah, well, that was part of the Hill Nursery back when
when it was a nursery.
it was a nursery.
What did they grow? Trees and?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was a big business in this day, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Should we vote on the minutes?
Sure. I'll
I
entertain a
didn't
motion.
yeah, I didn't really come up with anything.
Oh, okay, does anybody have any
I didn't either.
questions or
No.
comments? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the October
Second.
2014 minutes as drafted.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. One abstention. Yeah.
I watched it, but
What's that, sir?
I watched it.
Oh, okay.
It lined.
Oh, well, that's right, I forget they have you can follow it up later.
And then they would have a non-public in there,
Okay.
last thing.
All right, I move that the commission enter a non-public session pursuant to RSA 91-8:3D.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded.
Do you wanna read what that's for, consideration of?
Okay, yeah. Consideration of the sale, of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property, which if discussed in public would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community. I'm
Okay.
sorry, so, again, is there a second on that?
Yes, I
I'll
second.
Moved and
second.
seconded.
Who seconded it?
Roger.
Roger did. Okay, roll call. Roger?
Yes.
And Richard?
Yes.
Thomas? Yes. Marion?
Yes.
Yes. Joan?
Yes.
John?
Yep.
Okay, at this time, we'll be going into non-public session. We'll be coming out only to adjourn, so I guess we can call it a wrap as far as the,
In the next meeting?
and the next meeting is going to be on December
Fourth.
4th. December 4th.